Hello, family. Today I'm going to be reading the love letters of Jerry and Mary, June 1954. Tuesday evening, June 2nd. Hi, honey. Well, back in the grind again. School and work and Mercer's and boring things like that. I finished one test today, English novel, and I have two more tomorrow, Chaucer and Shakespeare. When I write you again tomorrow, they also will be finished. Then I can devote more time to my little darling. Things are nice and quiet around the station. I didn't even get a chance to finish that sentence when Blow and Deacon came in. Blow just left, and Deacon is in the wash rack working on his 1954 Chevrolet, $2,800. How was your trip to Chicago? Monday night. What time did you get home? Was your mother waiting up for you? Does she follow you all over the house yet? Were you bothered by any soldiers or sailors on the train? Did you flirt with anybody on the way home? That's enough questions to keep answering for a whole week. Of course, I didn't mean the last one. I can trust you amongst a pack of wolves, can't I? Did I ever have a trip coming home last night? It rained terrific downpours from Milwaukee to Plymouth. I drove all the way until the rain slowed up, as far as Elkhart Lake, halfway home in an hour. Then I let my dad drive the other half. I was not sleepy, but I was tired. I got in the back seat and curled up and went to sleep. I never woke up until we had stopped at our station. It took my dad about an hour and a half to drive the rest of the way home. We saw a head-on collision near Plymouth. A new Lincoln hit an old farmer's truck. No one was killed, I don't think. I say Illinois was second in the nation as far as traffic deaths are concerned over the weekend. Wisconsin was fourth, which is pretty high for our little state. But 5 of the deaths were caused by some young Chicago punks. See what I mean about Illinois drivers? Enough of that baloney. Let's talk about you and I. No word yet on the baby, so I can't say anything about the weekend. If I don't have a chance to write a letter, I'll call you for some night. The baby may come near at the end of the week. I can't say when. I wish I could, though. Of course, if I could, I would get rich fast telling women when they're going to have their babies. But I guess that is something only God can do. So I'll close for tonight, my sweetie, and I'll write you tomorrow. I'll have more time then. Bye-bye, little darling. Still thinking of you and dreaming of your sweet caress. Love, Jerry. P.S. Don't forget to get your vacation the week starting the 13th. June 2nd, Tuesday evening. My sweetheart, it wasn't very late right now, but I am so tired. I guess it's because I only got 4 hours sleep last night. Think that could be the reason? When I came home, it was 5 minutes to 2 Chicago time. It took a little less than 2 hours on the train. You probably got home just about the same time. Your parents are so good to me, Jerry. I've never been able to thank them enough. I felt terrible about you having to drive so far back and your mother being up so late, but you are all the three pretty wonderful. I have only been home one day, and I miss you so much already. I wish we could always be together, but we will be real soon again, won't we? You told me that I never tell you anything, I do, but I do tell you everything. It's just that I never do anything very exciting anymore when I'm not with you. There isn't much that girls can do together except to go to the show or for a nice ride or something. The girls in Green Bay seem to go out alone, but in Chicago, nice girls just don't do things like that. I think I'm nice, aren't I? Before I met you, I used to go every place. But now that I don't have dates anymore, I stay home a lot. And the best part about it is that I don't even mind. I kind of like it. Last night, when I got home, I almost got to bed without my mother and dad hearing me, but not quite. I didn't want to wake them up, so I was being very quiet, but my dad heard when I went by their room and called to me. So at 2:30 in the morning, I was sitting on their bed telling them all about my wonderful weekend. I talked so much that by the time I went to bed, I was wide awake and couldn't hardly sleep. I have another long days of work ahead of me, so maybe I better close now. I hope you did real well in your test today. I was thinking of you this morning, studying for it. Take real good care of yourself for me, and remember, I think of you always. All your very own Mary. P.S. I love you, I love you, I love you. June 3rd, Wednesday evening. Hiya, honey. Well, I did something tonight that I can tell you about. Two of my girlfriends and myself went to the Lantern Club at St. Henry's Parish this evening. We sure had a lot of fun. I think we might join it next time we go. They're a really nice, friendly group of kids. One of the boys there could play the piano, a real expert. He played every piece everybody mentioned by heart. We all grouped together around the piano and sang popular songs. He could even play a classical and jazz. Joel came to pick me up around 10 o'clock with one of his friends, and they enjoyed it so much that they stayed for a while too. We didn't get home until almost midnight. It is unusual for a church social like that to be served beer, but they have a small bar and serve it. I think that is why it's called such a crowd. I don't suppose any boys would come otherwise, would they? The priest is there all evening, and he is such a nice person to talk to. Last week, when I was there, I had a long chat with him. I wish we lived in the same town. It would be wonderful if we could go and do things together more. It would have been so much more fun if you had been there with me. I forgot to tell you in the other letter last night that I asked my boss if I could have the certain week off instead, and he said sure. So, just in 2 weeks, we will be having the time of our lives. I can hardly wait. It sounds perfect. When you told me your mother's idea, I could hardly believe it. It sounds too good to be true. Yesterday evening, before Joel went to the station, we had a long talk. He asked me for some advice, but I don't think I am capable of deciding what is best for him. I didn't know what to tell him to do. He wants to join the Navy. It sounds drastic, but he knows he will get drafted soon. And he prefers the Navy to the infantry. The only thing that is stopping him is because he would have to join for 4 years. Otherwise, it would be for only 2. I wish there was something I could say to help him, but you fellows always ask my advice on such important matters. He must have missed me too. He had nobody to tell his troubles to while I was visiting you. If he goes away, I'll be so lonesome. I was almost in tears when he told me that he might go soon. I sure am not looking forward to next year. By that time, both you and him will probably be in the service. I think it's bad now when I see you only on some weekends, but then it might be for months. Oh, what a terrible thing to think about. Maybe I'll join the WEX so that I can go with you. But they would probably send me to Alaska and you to Arabia, and then I would be worse, wouldn't it? Oh, by the way, your father was right. The North Shore train does stop in Racine. I watched Monday night to make sure. So, if you really want me to meet your sister, I could get home real easy from there. She sounds like a wonderful girl. I'm looking forward to it very much. I sure hope everything works out so that you can come see me this weekend. But if you can't make it this time, don't feel bad. We have all the rest of our lives to visit each other. It is so strange, Jerry. All weekend, when I was with you, I was so happy. Sometimes I felt like I could almost burst. And yet, I don't know how to tell you, but I think you know what I mean. Do you know that you make me terribly happy? I hope I make you a little happy too. It is bedtime now, so good night, sweetheart. Sweet dreams like mine. Love forever and ever, Mary. P.S. Did you see your little girlfriend Linda on the bus Tuesday? She's cute. June, I think that's 3rd, Wednesday evening. Dearest Mary, well, the hard tests are finished, and I didn't even study for them. Father Butler, my English teacher, gave me a short story back with a big fat F on it, and it just made me sick. I got so disgusted that I didn't care if I flunked the rest of the courses. If I wrote good exams, he would probably give me an F anyway. So why study? He told me the short story wasn't long enough. Now that doesn't make sense, does it? He must not like my looks or something. I can't figure out what he has against me. Enough of the troubles. I'm still the happiest guy in Green Bay. One thought of you, and I feel good all over. See, you are my backbone and my moral support, even though even though you are 200 miles away. When two people are in love, nothing can keep them apart, not even 200 miles. No sign of the all-important baby yet. That old stork must be pretty busy right now, and if he only knew how much he is needed by Johnny's house. Well, I'll tell you what, the next letter you receive from me will tell you whether or not I'm going down. If I don't come down and get one of your girlfriends to go to the Cinerama with you, don't let the tickets go to waste. There will be more movies coming in the Cinerama, and you and I can go and see together. But be sure you tell me all about it. Tomorrow, I don't have school, but I have quite a bit to do anyway. First of all, I have to study for my test in social justice. I have that test Friday at 8:15. I have to go out to the reserve armory for a little while to talk to the major about getting my commission. I have a pretty good chance of getting my bars. I sure hope I can get them. If I don't get my commission, I would at least be a sergeant when I went to the Army. I would make just about as much money as I would as a second lieutenant. I also have to go downtown to pick up the pictures we took when we were skiing Colorado. Well, my sweetie, I'll close for today, but I'll write tomorrow as usual. I guess I'm just in the habit of writing to you, and I sure enjoy it. Bye-bye, my darling. Love, Jerry. June 4th, Thursday evening. Hello, honey. Number 1. My trip was fine. I slept most of the way. Number 2. I got home a little before 2. Number 3. No, Mother wasn't waiting up for me, but she woke up right away and probably was sleeping with one eye open. Number 4. Yes, she follows me all over the house yet. Must have missed me a little again, huh? Number 5. The soldiers and sailors didn't bother me a bit. Number 6. You've got a lot of nerve even suggesting such a thing. Number 7. Yes, you can trust me in the pack of wolves. I'll never flirt with anybody again. As long as I live, I promise, except you maybe. Did I get all your questions answered? Gee, I felt like one of those people in the McCarthy hearings on TV. If there is anything else you would like to know, just ask me. I'm more than happy to tell you, my darling, everything I know, which isn't very much. You shouldn't sound so bored, honey. Life isn't so bad, really. I'll admit that our wonderfully happy weekends make the rest of the week seem rather dull. But it wasn't meant that we should be completely happy on earth. But then, there is no law against trying to make our lives as happy as possible, is there? I think I asked you this once before. You must have forgot to answer me. I was just wondering when you graduated. It is too bad that you have to make up those credits this summer. You would be all finished now, wouldn't you? We sure are having nasty weather for June. It has been raining all day. I think that song is pretty close to the truth. It sure does seem to rain a lot when my love and I aren't together. Maybe if it rains a lot now, there won't be any rain left to fall on the weekend on the 13th. I sure hope so, don't you? We'll be together, so I know it will be a beautiful sunny week. I have to write my 2 girlfriends in California now and tell them the good news. I'm not coming. They won't think it's such good news, but I think it is. This is going to be one of the most wonderful vacations of my life because you will be there. You and your family are much too good to me, sweetheart. I loves ya, Mary. P.S. I hope the little baby arrives real soon. June, I can't see the date, Thursday afternoon. Hi, sweetheart. This is just a note. One good news in it. It will be coming done. I will be coming down this weekend for sure. I don't know who will be coming with me yet, but whoever comes will get a date for whoever comes with you. Get the little girl you were telling me about Monday who works with you. Just tell her, if she wants to, that there is a boy coming from Green Bay. It's a blind date, but don't tell her anything else. Because I don't know who is coming with me. Make sure you get a date, though. Jenny might come with me, so make sure the girl is short and sweet like you. Although there isn't anyone who could be as sweet as you. I just mailed one letter about 4 hours ago. I hope you get it in time to dig up a girl. Bye-bye, my love. I love only you, Jerry. June 9th. Dearest Mary, were we with a ballpoint special again? I forgot my good pen at home, so I have to use this useless tool. We have only been apart for about 12 hours already, and I miss you. Just think, next week we can be together all the time. I sure hope we have a nice weather up north, so we fool around outside all the time. There's a lot of things to do up there. I don't know for sure yet if I'm going to keep my car. It burns a little, and the front end has to be fixed. Sorry. If they do fix it the way I want it to be fixed, I would keep it. Today I arrived in Plymouth at 10:40 and the mechanics started working on it. It took them until 4:30 to do something that should not have taken me more than 2 hours to fix. After all the fixing they did, the car still doesn't work the way it should. The boss took me out to dinner at night for a little big juicy steak. I think he's trying to soften me up a little. It isn't going to help any, though, if the car's operation still doesn't satisfy me. It took me 50 minutes from Plymouth home. So, altogether, it took me 3.5 hours to drive from Chicago to Green Bay. It is now Tuesday. I didn't get a chance to finish your letter last night at the station because I got pretty busy. And when I went home, I was completely exhausted. So I went right to bed. I promise you, I will send you a letter so you would receive it by Wednesday. I am so sorry I slipped up. Today, my dad took the car down to Plymouth to get it fixed the way it should be. He left the car there, and I was to pick it up on Friday if I'm satisfied, and then I'm going to keep it. If I do keep the convertible, I'm going to take it up north next week so that we can ride it in style. Then I had to drive my old Plymouth from Plymouth back to Green Bay. So now I have to take it easy so the little bluebird won't break down on me before Friday. My dad sure enjoys riding in the Dodge with the top down. He's just like a kid. But it comes when it comes to fooling around with cars. At first, he was dead set against me buying a convertible, but now I think he's glad that I did buy one. He takes it and rides all over with it, sort of showing off. Saturday night, the big party at my friend's cottage was a big success, although two of the girls got drunk, so that isn't so good. Everybody had so much fun. We're going to have a lot more this summer. Well, sweetie, I'll close for a while, but I'll see you soon. I'll see you tonight in my dreams. Bye-bye. God bless you. And keep you mine. Jerry. P.S. I love you. June 8th, Monday evening. Hiya, Jerry. Well, I better tell you everything I did today, hadn't I? I hope you won't mind, but I started the day by getting a ride to work with a pretty swell guy in a pretty swell convertible. I sure hated to go into work. It was such a beautiful day, especially with you there beside. The men in our agency department are having their annual convention today and tomorrow. It is at the Edgewater Beach Hotel. Remember the one with the colored lights on top? Most of the men there were most of the men were there, so it made work so much pleasanter. Tomorrow, I think they'll all be over there again. Oh, what a wonderful day. In the afternoon, though, the salesmen, beside the bosses, come back. It will be really busy around there then. Not much business, only monkey business when they are gone. Do you remember the yacht called Johnny the Sixth over at Belmont Harbor Sunday afternoon? We were parked right in front of it. That was the one my girlfriend and her husband were on last week. Some people get all the breaks, don't they? It was such a beautiful evening. I couldn't bear to stay inside and see it all go to waste. So my girlfriend and we went for a walk, only about 1.5 miles. I'm not a very good judge of distance, though, as you know so well. We were headed for the neighborhood ballpark, but the game was over when we got there, so we strolled around and window shopped. On the way home, we got a couple of hot dogs at a stand with everything on them, even onions. I came home early because I promised my dad that I'd get to bed early tonight. I fell asleep last night while writing your letter, almost halfway up this page. My mother woke me up and I went to bed. So I'm finishing this morning. It looks like another beautiful day this morning. I sure don't like to go to work when it is so nice, but I better hurry so I won't be late again. You asked me to come Saturday, but I can't possibly come then. I have a million things to do in the afternoon, and my brother and his wife in Mundelein want us to come out there. So if you won't mind too much, I'll come Sunday instead. We will go to Don's either in the afternoon or evening, and Joel will probably drive us. I haven't been out there in ages, and I'm so lonesome for those little kids. We will have the rest of the week together, so that one day won't make too much difference, will it? Sometime when we are together, let's just sit down and relax and talk a little, like we did in the back of my house that night before last. We never seem to find time to talk to each other, and it is so nice to be able to chat together, even if it's only about the price of coffee these days. I hope you had a nice ride home. You didn't blow away, did you? I'm dying to know. If you kept the convertible or not. When I saw you last, you hadn't decided for sure. It sure is a lot of fun. The time is flying, so I better leave. As much as I hate to, I'd much rather write to you. Be good, honey. Until tomorrow then. Love and kisses, Mary. June 10th, Wednesday evening. Dear Mary, I'm at home a little early tonight, and I am wide awake, so I have a few things in my mind to say. I'm laying in my bed, and I'm in a romantic mood, only my sweetheart is not in Green Bay to keep my spirits up. I received your letter today, and it made me a little sad. I thought you would be anxious to see me, but I guess you are not. You said you're not coming until Sunday, so I guess that means you have something you would rather do than come up and see me. I'm sorry if I sound bitter, but that is just the way I feel. I know you would rather I know I would rather see you than anything else in the world. I guess the train schedules have changed, so you better find out what train you're taking and at what time you'll arrive in Green Bay. I hope you will let me know when you will get here. It is morning now, and I'm working at the station. I opened up this morning at 6:45. It is the earliest I've ever gotten up for a long, long time. I hope you I hope you'll forget what I said above. I was in a bad mood and tired. I'm still sorry you're not coming Saturday, but I guess I can live without you for an extra day. But be sure I know when you're coming in so I can meet you at the railroad station. I hope you plan on coming early Sunday so we can have something to do in the afternoon, okay? Yesterday I put in a pretty hard day. All day long. I took storm windows off and washed the windows, and then I washed the screens and put them on. I also scrubbed our screen porch and put on the big screens. Now we can sit outside and cool off when it gets hot. But like it was yesterday, the temperature was up in the high 80s. And it is going to get warm again today, but it's supposed to rain tonight. Last night I worked until 10 o'clock, and then I went to Mercer's, commonly called the office, and Goose and I for a little ride after, went for a ride after, and then we went home early than usual. Mish Scanlon might convert too. Remember that yellow Ford at Plymouth, Wisconsin? Well, he is thinking about buying it. His girl said she would like him to get it, so I guess he will. I was talking to Mitch and Jackie and Denny and Vi last night. They were wondering if you were coming down Saturday again, so we can go out together. I told them that I didn't think so, but I said we would go Sunday afternoon together at least. Well, my love, I'll have to close so I can run down to town and mail this letter so you'll get it tomorrow. Bye bye, my darling. All my love, Jerry. And at the back of the envelope, AMDG. June 9th, Tuesday evening. Hi, honey. Well, here I am again with my daily report. This morning I went to work the same as ever on a streetcar. There was no comparison with yesterday morning. Work was a little better than usual because my boss was at the convention. Tomorrow they will all be back, but I doubt if they will feel very good because all of the convention is a bunch of drinking parties in the salesmen's rooms at the hotel. One year they had their party around Christmas time, and the women in our department always have a dinner then too. So we saw them at their convention and have first-hand information about what goes on. It's not very businesslike, I guess. At noon, Janet and Doris and I, my two friends at work, went out for lunch. There is a park across the street from the office, and we took our lunches and ate in the park. We sat under a tree in the shade. It was so nice. We always do that during the summer, but this was the first time so far this year. I finally wrote that letter to my girlfriend in California telling her I'm not coming. She's going to be a little disappointed, I think, but I guess she'll she'll be fine without Jerry and I for another year, right? Anyway, she has a little husband all of her own, very own now, so she won't be too lonely. This evening, I went out to my brother's station and spent the whole evening. I even helped them out a little. My hands even got grease on them. I helped one of the guys wax his car, and because I didn't have much else to do, I probably have stiff arms tomorrow. But maybe I'll be in better condition than I thought. Tuesday morning, I had to eat my breakfast all alone. I didn't have my honey with me. It didn't taste anywhere near as good as when I have good company. It is Wednesday morning now. I didn't quite finish last night. I was getting a little sleepy and I didn't know what I was saying. I knew what I was saying up to the time I stopped, but if I had been written more, I sure wouldn't have. That would never do without it. I might tell you my secret feelings or something and you would know. Howard Miller is on the radio now. He's the best disc jockey in the country. Remember the one? He's playing all the best pretty songs, getting me in the mood. Luff and luff, more luff, Mary. June 10th, Wednesday. Hi, Jerry. I was a little disappointed when I got home from work this evening. There wasn't a little letter waiting for me, but maybe the postman forgot to leave it. You surely must have written Monday. I am so anxious to know how you have been spending your time this week. I'm still waiting for that 18-page letter you said you would write. I don't think you can hardly think of that much to write, though, but I'll be satisfied with even a few lines. Nothing much very interesting happened today. The bosses and the salesmen were all back at work today. What a mess. Everybody running around, but nobody getting anything done. We ate lunch at the park today, and Eileen and Joanne came with us. Two more of my friends. It is so quiet over there. I think I just had a hobo at heart. I'm just a hobo at heart. I love to sit under the trees and relax. Will you come and sit under a tree with me someday and enjoy the trees and the breeze and everything? Oh, by the way, when you come back from Wisconsin, are you still going to come to my house for a few days? Mother felt real bad after you left because she forgot to mention it when you went, and she wanted to tell you that you should come. Just think, in only 4 days I'll be there with you again. I have an idea though. I'm not going to come to the Milwaukee this time. I'll be coming on the 400, a Northwestern train, and it arrives at Green Bay at 3:20 Sunday afternoon. I'll be expecting you there to meet me again. I can hardly wait. Have you been a good boy all week? I've been trying to be good just for you, like you asked. Well, here I am again. I just got home from St. Henry's Social. I started this letter when I came home from work, and now it is almost midnight. It was fun as usual. Real noisy. I was surprised that so many kids were there because it was raining out, but I think it was even more crowded than ordinary. We all grouped around the piano and sang again. Did you ever do that with real big crowds of kids? It's so funny. Each one is trying to outsing the other fellow. The eighth grade were having their graduation luncheon downstairs from us. Poor kids. Probably couldn't hear themselves think. I was going to play ping pong this evening and practice up for when we might play sometime, but the tables were all in demand, and I never did get one. Oh well, that's life, huh? Cheerio. For a little while, love, Mary. And at the back of her envelope it says, Mr. Postman, D letter, D letter, D sooner, D better. June 23rd, Monday night. Hi, sweetie. Well, I'm officially back in school, although I still owe them $60, plus the books I have to buy. I guess I also have a small bill I owe to someone in Chai. If you wasn't let me pay you, I will have to talk you out of the steak dinner sometime, okay? I'm taking just 2 courses, 6 credits, History of the English Language and Economic Geography. My classes are in the morning from 8 to 10:15. No Saturday classes for the first time in 4 years at St. Norbert's. Well, my little love, I got awfully busy last night. I had to fix a tire and grease a car last night, besides being busy on the driveway. The fellows were all here, so we played cards until 1 o'clock a.m. After playing blackjack for 4 hours, I came out even though I was as much as $3 ahead at one time. Mitch and Goose and Dale and my cousin Jerry and I played. We all came out fairly even. I had a whole lot to tell you last night. But now I forgot what I was going to say. I hope it comes to me, don't you? You asked me not to go to Mercer's, so far I haven't. Tonight after work, Dale and I went for a little ride with the top down, and then we went to the root beer stand for a few hamburgers, and after that I came home. So again, I was a good boy, as usual. Ha ha. Tomorrow, after school, at 10 o'clock a.m., I'm going on a trip. I'm going to be driving to Madison, and I'm coming back that afternoon. I have to take a man down to the hospital in Madison for a checkup. I make about $5 for doing it, so that isn't too bad, is it? Today, I went to Appleton to buy something for my car. You can see what it is when I come down there this weekend. On the way home this afternoon, I pulled over on the side of the road and slept for an hour. I was awakened suddenly when it started pouring rain awfully hard. I didn't get too wet. That is one of the very few times the rain ever woke me up, but this time it did a good job of it. I got home Monday morning at 1:20 a.m. I didn't drive over 55 at all. The gas mileage was very good, and so was the oil consumption. I got 20.2 miles per gallon, and I used only 1 quart of oil in 850 miles. I'm well satisfied with the car's performance. Very cheap running, eh? Well, sweetie, I'll write tomorrow night again. Bye bye. God bless you. I'll have sweet dreams tonight of you. Love, Jerry. June 22nd, Monday evening. Hello, sweetheart. Greetings from the land of sky blue waters, Lake Michigan. I should say, icky green water. Today seemed like such a long day, and for once, there is a reasonable excuse. It actually is the longest day of the year. Besides that, it is the first day of summer, although we certainly have been having summer weather already, especially here in Chicago. This is the day of all sorts of titles. It is also my boss's wedding anniversary. But worst of all, it is the first of 5 long days without you. Your picture looks perfect on my wall. Did you know that the frame matches my bedroom furniture exactly? How could it look anything but perfect on my wall with such a perfect subject? Just as my little poem said, you, in my eyes, will always be perfect. Joel has a new girlfriend. I guess he really was aggravated at his old girl. This new one sounds like a little doll. She is Irish. She was born and raised in Ireland. Joel says that she has a little broke, black hair, big blue eyes. Her eyes are like deep, bottomless pools of swirling blue water. Doesn't she sound cute? Maybe we'll get to meet her someday. But Joel isn't one to bring her around much. I suppose he wants to keep her all to himself. Think so? Bliss Muskie Lodge is sure the most beautiful resort I've ever been. I certainly enjoyed myself. Every minute was wonderful. How will I ever be able to show you and my parents how much I appreciate everything? I'll never be able to thank them enough. The only way I'll ever be able to show this will be to be extra nice to you. Isn't that right? That sure won't be hard. It just comes naturally. This evening, we went for a long drive through Evanston and Wilmette along the lake shore. There was such a cool breeze near the lake. It sure felt good after the hot day we had today. I suppose I should have stayed home and went to bed early because I'm sure tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. It was 2 o'clock Chicago time when I got home. I would have slept on the train, but some man sat next to me and kept talking all the way to Wilson Avenue. He told me his whole life history. Most interesting. I was so sleepy I didn't feel much like talking, but I was nice to him, and I tried to look like I didn't mind his chattering. He said he had a daughter at home about my age, 16. Funny man. He could hardly believe me when I said I was 21. With no lipstick, I must really look pretty young. Let's hope when I'm 40, I'll look 20. Nice, huh? Everybody was asleep when I came home, but Mother woke up right away and came into my room to hear all about my wonderful vacation. I could have talked for hours, but cut it down to 1 hour. I left some to say in the morning. Talkative, aren't I? Mother likes your picture too, Jerry, but I bet nobody likes it as much as I do. Today, you must have enrolled in school. I hope you're going to study real hard at summer school, so you'll be able to get your diploma, because someday that will be real important to you. I realize, of course, that you have such a full blooming social life that you haven't time for such trivial matters, but it is only for 2 months. I'm sure you can do it. See, I have faith in you, my sweetie. All three of my older brothers wish now that they had gone to college, and in a few years Joe will be saying the same thing, but just try to tell them that now. How does that how does that saying go? It's something like this. You can always tell a man, but you can't tell him much. It is in the morning now, and I have to be going to work in a little while. My heart isn't into my job anymore. I wonder where it can be. Did you steal my heart away? I have heard that when you are in love, that it is the loneliest time of the year, and it is so true. I am so happy. I love everybody and everything, but most of all, I love you. I miss you so much. I sort of lost without you, Jerry. I must have been a little homesick. It is so nice to see Mom and Dad and Joel too. He is my little pal. As much as I'd rather not, I had better stop for a while because I need my job for some silly reason. You be real good, honey, and think about me once in a while. I love you so. Mary. June 24th, Wednesday night. Hi, sweetie. I got your nice long letter today. I'm very sorry you didn't get one from me today like you should have. I know how you feel. Too, you probably think I forgot my little darling in a big town. Well, I didn't, and I never will. In fact, I never could keep you thinking I could. In fact, I never could. I keep thinking of you all day long, especially in school, when I have to listen to some dry lecture. I just sit there in a sort of a daze, dreaming of things you and I could be doing someday. I sit there and look like I am listening attentively to what the professor is saying, while really I'm miles away in spirit, about 200 miles. I wish someday you and I could be together always, so we don't have to just dream. Maybe someday, huh? We had so much fun up north together last week. We'll have to do that again sometime. Is that a deal? We had a whole week together, a week of heaven, but it had to end as good as things do. I went to Madison today, as I said I was going to, and as you can see from the postmark on the first letter, I mailed the letter at the University of Wisconsin campus post office. I forgot to mail it on the way to school this morning. In fact, I was late for school, so I didn't have time to mail it. It took us 2.5 hours to get to Madison, 145 miles from Green Bay. I didn't drive over 60 miles an hour. I had the top down all the way down and back home again. My nose is all burnt from the sun. It is as red as a cherry, and my face picks a little too. The man who rode with me is bald. You should see the top of his head. It looks like a painted watermelon. But he said he enjoyed the trip, especially with the top down on my car. I have a lot of studying to do tonight, and I don't have any books to study from, so I guess I just have to study the notes I took in class. That teacher I have for geography class is a bit fat blimp. He is as comical as a monkey. I sure couldn't fall asleep in his class. I haven't either yet. My English professor is a nice guy, but he is as boring as a 3-hour chess game. I fell asleep in both classes I had with him for this summer, on Tuesday and today. I had him as a teacher when I was a sophomore, and also when I was a junior. So I know him pretty well, and he knows me. So we are pretty even. Just think, I didn't go to Mercer's again tonight. I'm really setting some kind of a record. I guess someone in Chicago does have a little influence on me. I guess the fact that I am tired of that kind of life has something to do with that too. It saves on all the pocketbook too. I forgot to tell you, the cake and pudding you made was delicious. You are a better cook than I thought you were. The cake especially was good, although I had about 3 pieces. You'll just have to do some more baking for me. Also, learn how to bake other things too, eh? Well, my love, I chose for a little while. I'll close for a little while before I run out of breath. But I'll only be for 3 days and I'll be seeing you. So that isn't too bad. I guess I can wait that long. I'll have to wait, even though I don't want to. Bye-bye, my darling. Love, Jerry. Again, SWAK at the end of the envelope. June 23rd, Tuesday evening. Hi, honey. Do you know that your little gal is mighty ambitious? This evening, Jerry and I walked from Peterson Avenue to Irving Park Road, which is a few miles apart, a few miles jaunt. We went to play miniature golf and had loads of fun. My score for 18 holes was around 80, which is way above par. After this exciting game, we walked about a mile to the church carnival, rode the Ferris wheel, ate popcorn, and walked a little further. The popcorn made us thirsty. And we stopped in a Walgreen drugstore for a limeade and then continued on to Irving Park. Oh, my poor tired legs. I feel fit as a fiddle, though. I could probably walk another mile or so. I love to walk. You don't care for walking much, do you? I really enjoy going for walks, but I think we overdid it a little. Lucky me, I have been honored with another nickname by my boss again. This time I am North Woods Sal. Isn't that the silliest name? He is referring to, of course, my vacation. I have an idea. Could we do on Saturday evening? Very honestly, I procured 2 free tickets to a real nice dance at one of our classy country clubs. Each ticket is for a couple, so maybe we could even double with one of my friends. We we will decide when we get here though and do just what you would like best. Saturday evening has something else in store for us, which I will tell you about then. Don't worry, it's something that sounds like fun to me. Are you curious? Good. Only 3 more days, and then together again. Everything is working out so wonderfully for us. I never dreamed we could see each other this often since we live so far apart. I hope we are never separated any more than this. Maybe someday we'll even be closer to one another. Wouldn't it be nice if we lived in the same town and you could come over to my house in the evenings and we could have dates like ordinary people? I'm not sure, but I think I almost like it this way better. Not that I wouldn't want to see you during the week, because I sure would. But when we're together, it is almost constantly. And then in between, I get your wonderful letters, and them I like. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Only until tomorrow. Your own Mary. P.S. Have you written your short story yet? I will say a little prayer that it will be exactly what your teacher wants. June 24th, Wednesday. Hi, honey. Well, how are things with this fine day? Things here are just fine, except that I didn't receive any word from my beau. I'm not complaining, though, because I'm quite sure he was writing a short story Monday evening. At least I hope so. Some men never seem to grow up. They always stay little boys no matter how old they are. This evening, after Dad had been home from work about 10 minutes, he heard a real loud bang on Broadway Avenue, and my mom couldn't imagine what it was. Then Daddy confessed. He had laid one of those little torpedoes on the streetcar track, and it went off when the streetcar passed over it. They use them on the railroad for signals sometimes, and he brought it home for a laugh. He's always entertaining us one way or another. Never a dull moment around here. I stayed home all evening, washed a few clothes, polished shoes, things like that. Very unexciting, but I like to stay home almost as well as going out. This evening, the St. Henry Social met at the Patrician Club, a very exclusive club, but I didn't feel much like going. Felt more like writing to my Jerry, so I am. Sure can't think of anything more pleasant, can you? Did you get home all right with only a quarter in your pocket? I was worried about you. You should have taken more than that, if only to satisfy my troubled mind. Little thoughts are running through my mind today. Couldn't we have been made to pay a fine for fishing without a license? Just think, we might have spent our vacation in jail. Wouldn't that have been something? Shirley and Jerry are going to the Fox River Grove to a resort for the weekend and wanted me to come with them. I have been there before, and once I had loads of fun, but I told them about our much better plan for the weekend. They understood perfectly. I think the whole world knows that we're in love. Did we did we bank it from the housetops? Did we shout it from the housetops? Or maybe that wasn't necessary. It must be noticeable. It is so nice right here. I am sitting in my bed with my window wide open. There is such a wonderful breeze blowing in, along with some dirt. I feel so good, just like singing, but I hadn't better because I might wake the family as well as the neighbors. Why do I feel so happy? Do you suppose I'm in love? My heart is full of loving words for you this evening, but I'll have to save them until we're together in a couple of days. Especially, everything will be so perfect, won't it? I know it will be because it always is. Bye-bye, my darling, with all my love, Mary. P.S. I love you. P.P.S. I love you truly. P.P.P.S. I love you truly, dear. June 25th, Thursday evening. Hi, Jerry. I certainly had a busy day today. This is the first time I sat down and relaxed all evening. It's nice. After we ate and did the dishes, I took my little niece, Roro, shopping. She needed a pair of shoes, but didn't want anyone except her Aunt Mary to go with her to buy them. She said that I would understand exactly what she wanted. I didn't, but I soon found out. I brought her over to my house for a while afterwards for some Pepsi Cola. While we were out, we saw millions of lightning bugs. I have never seen so many in my life. We even caught a few, but let them go right away. Doesn't that sound like fun? This evening, I washed both my mother's and my own hair and set them. I ironed for a couple hours, pressed a pair of pants, and other things like that. I was sure happy to hear that you haven't been to the office. Did you really quit going just for me? I hadn't realized that I had such an influence on you. Ask me to do something for you, Jerry, that is difficult, so that I can be good for you too. Friday morning. Yesterday, while with Roro, I bought a real pretty summer white purse for my girlfriend Joanne at work. Today is her birthday. There are four of us who are real close friends at work, and the other two and myself are getting a present for her because she won't be there much longer. She's going to have a little baby soon. It was chosen to pick out. I was chosen to pick out because of my good taste. Ha ha, my good taste is only in men. I wrapped it this morning. It sure looks pretty. If I don't say myself. I put a big pink bow on the package and with a tiny bunch of white flowers in the center. Sounds nice, don't it? I nearly fell asleep last night while writing. That is why I'm finishing this morning. It is 1 o'clock in the morning when I finally went to bed after all my fiddling around. I really better get to work now. I'm afraid I'm going to be late. It will be Saturday when you read this, and in only a few hours. Guess what? I love you, Mary. P.S. God bless you too, sweetheart. All right, I'm going to stop there for now. Bye, family.